Hey guys, how are you? I hope you're having a great Tuesday and everything's going the way you want it to go. I just wanted to take a minute to tell you guys that my fireside chats will be starting back again. It's time. I'm getting back in the saddle. You know how it is. I have fibromyalgia. It's not an excuse, it's an explanation. Having to live with pain every day and function can be quite the task. But I wanted to talk to you guys. I'm half blind, so forgive me. About Passage from Decadence, one of the third of my books that I put out a year and a half ago. I did really well. We've slowed down a little bit, but that's because I don't think it's had the exposure that it needs or should have. But let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, Passage from Decadence is explosive. You got love, intrigue. Um, I think this tells you how love is with an older generation. We were already in our 40s, close to 50, living the life here in Atlanta, and we got to see a lot of things. And I thought that it was time to write about it, especially with friends that I had and everything. Let me tell you, when they said Hot Atlanta, we were back in the day, we put the hot in Hot Atlanta. Us older, glam ons and glam fathers, so to speak. We weren't savages like you guys or woke as you guys say, as the younger people say, but we were the quintessential barbarians at the gate. When you are a barbarian at the gate, you coming in heavy, as they say in the military, because you all know I'm a veteran too. And as an incurable romantic, I couldn't help, of course, my main genre is military romance, but I incorporate military romance, interracial romance, or swirl, because I've been getting my swirl on for 35 years. And ain't gonna stop no time soon. Once I didn't I didn't walk over to the other side. I ran at top speed, just to, to say, and they will not let me come back. So that was interesting. But I say that I always have a crazy, wild sense of humor. But, you're as old as you feel. I'm almost 60 years old, but I'm not dead, and I'm not old. I'm a classic. And I'm aging rather well. Fibromyalgia, PTSD, the whole thing and all. I serve my country. I deserve to feel however I want to feel, and I served honorably. But I try to incorporate those experiences. That said, I try to incorporate all those experiences into my writing. That's where the intrigue come in. Now, if you're looking for a book where they're smashing, body smashing out the gate, I'm not your writer, because I'm going to allow you to get into their psyche, into their emotions, their motives, their convictions of my characters. They're going to be very compelling. Each page will be a page turner. A lot of authors, I think, where they make the mistake is they try to write books, like book to film. I want my book to go to film. I'm different. I want it to be a little different, bring a little something extra to the table to entertain you, the reader and reviewer. And that is that my books are a film noir in a book. I put the film in the book. If it goes to film, I get a film deal, that's fine. I know where to go and where to reach out for that. But that said, the book is like a fierce tennis match. As one of my young ladies who read my book and gave me a review, she said, "My gosh, from heaven." This was like a fierce tennis match. And it is, because I also take PTSD, I explain it to another level. It's not what people think. Not every soldier with PTSD is trying to commit suicide or, hang from the railings. Actually, PTSD has a profound effect on the relationship. And I feel that some of the most powerful relationships are with soldiers and veterans because we bring so much to the table. And, having dated a few Marines and a few officers, I can tell you from experience, those were some power. Those boys will make Christian Grey from 50 Shades look like he don't know what he's doing. But they were fantastic relationships. Also, in my fireside chats, I started a fireside chat because so many women ask me questions about dating, et cetera, especially interracial dating, of course, because they're curious. And so I just started a little chat about fireside chat because I don't like podcasts. To me are boring. Fireside chats are totally different. I grew up on fireside chats. They've been around since World War II. I'm a baby boomer. There you go. But that said, how do I put it? To explain. You guys call him Mr. You Can. I call it dating Mr. You Can Have Whatever You Like for you young millennials and Generation Z, X, whatever. We call him Mr. Cognitive Elitist because we knew the difference. I never looked to date a king or a prince. I wanted the Duke or the Viscount because those are the powers behind the throne. You don't become king or queen or prince unless the Duke, Duchess, and Marquis say you do. The aristocracy. So just ask anyone from England. And that's how you stay in power. That's how the monarchy stays in power. But anyway, and I knew a few lords here and there, dated too. Almost became Lady George. So it's just very funny. I have allergies, so my eyes are really irritated today. But that said, Bart and Stella Ann take dating and relationships to the next level. And Bart had some side pieces that were younger than Stella Ann, and they felt that, she was too old for Bart to date because he liked them young, et cetera, et cetera. But Stella Ann brought something to the table they didn't. She was a veteran. She was Pathfinder passion. And Bart loved her, but he couldn't control her. Come on. He gives her a gift, and these were straight by light societies, they would be called libertines because they were hedonistic libertines all the way. They just had that. They were about that life. But there was a type of psychological eroticism between them to the point where Bart bought her this stunning, there's a part in the book where he buys her this stunning collar made of sapphires and diamonds with a leash. So, sorry, no spoilers. But get the book, listen to the fireside chats. My fireside chats about the books actually tells you, I give you a little hint here and there. I want to bring you to the table the right way. And I think the way that most authors tease and taunt you in podcasts, that's boring. I want you to listen to the podcast or fireside chat, whichever you wish to call it, and come away with, I got to have this book. It's intriguing. I'm interested, because Stella take justice and revenge off the cliff almost. I mean, my mama bought this book and I'm thinking, oh my God, my mother has my book. But, she was, let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it. I'm trying to talk with mothers, it's just a book of fiction. Yeah, but, I see some things in there that are familiar. And I'm like, oh, I got to go, Mom. I'll call you back later. But that said, guys, I'm just going to wrap this up. Check out Mr. You can have whatever you like, my Fireside chat, and also check out the book, Passage from Decadence. And of course, Ignited Bones is coming very soon. I'm sure to be closer to August when we launch it. It's me and my editor. We're just a little backlogged, but I want this to be perfect, the book, because this is the final edition. And Operation Moonlight, I mean Ignited Bones, Operation Moonlight, the final edition is powerful. Out the gate, boom, you are hit with, oh my God, you will clutch your pearls, ladies. Guys will be like, oh my God. But it's a wonderful story, and you would never know that it's a love story. So as you can see, my phones are ringing. That would be hubby. So I gotta run. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Thank you for the support, inspiration. Stay safe and take care of you. Bye.